2 minutes to 3 minutes to get going. Okay, these kids are only here an hour a week. If you spend 7 minutes, of that time, that takes out a lot of their money. These parents are paying for 1 hour a week. They need to get 1 hour a week, not 50 minutes. Okay, so first of all, 2 panel mats aren't hard to find. We have like 10 of these. Okay, so say these aren't on the floor and you're trying to set it for a class. Okay, don't even worry about them yet. Line all the kids up in a line. Say if you have 8 kids or 9 kids, like a full class. Okay, line them up on the line. Teach them a lunge first. Okay, because that is the most important thing. A lot of kids don't know how to do lunges, and if you don't have a good lunge, then your cartwheel's gonna be messed up. Your handstand's gonna be messed up. So we all know how to do a lunge. Front leg bent, back leg straight, arms shrugged, tall by the ears, not arms right here. Take your time with that. It's going to take like 2 minutes, and it looks really productive to the parents, especially if you're sitting there fixing the arms, touching the stomach. Okay, if you sit back here and your hands aren't down, you're just talking, this does look boring. They're all on lunges. It doesn't look good. But if you're sitting there and they're all lined up and you're just poking their stomachs, pushing their arms up, pulling their knee forward to make sure it's bent and over their toe, that looks good. All right, so after you do that, after you fix the lunge, then you can start working all the kicks. Okay, the needle kick. All right, kicking the back leg, front foot staying on the ground. The seesaw kick, kicking up, stepping down, and then little handstands. They don't have to kick all the way up just yet, but kick up, touch the feet together, step back down. All right. Make sure all the basics, they're finishing with their arms by their ears, because that is going to be so important later on when they're going into higher skills. All right, but we're not going to get crazy into detail because you guys know that. Now, after I do that, I sit there and say, all right, guys, I'm going to go grab some mats real quick, work on those kick to handstands, all right? Make sure you start in a lunge and you finish the lunge. I'll be right back. I go grab my 2 panel mats. That's all I could find. Okay, so I lay them on the floor. I'm like, all right, 2 panel mats, 8 kids. All right. All right, 1 kid here, 1 kid there, 1 kid there, 1 kid there, and then same thing on this one. Now I have 8 people going at once. I say, sweetheart, you're 1, you're 2, you're 3, you're 4, you're 1, you're 2, you're 3, you're 4. All right, and I say, when I call out 1, I want both of the ones to go arms up, show me a needle kick, and stand back up. And I say, all right, and I tell, all right, when I say 2, you do that, 3, and 4. So I say 1, clap. It looks fun. I'm energized. The kids kick. Okay, 2, kids kick. 3, 4. Then I make it fun. I make it a game. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to go really fast. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And all the kids sit there and try to kick needle kicks, and it's fun. And they're nonstop for 15 minutes, or for the time being. Then I go to the other kicks. I do seesaw, handstands. All right. After I go through all the kicks, which are so important because they're the speed of the cartwheel, or the round off. And not only do the needle kicks and seesaw kicks teach, power, it works flexibility. The farther you can kick your back leg, the more speed you can build up, right? Okay? So those are really, really, really important to nail down before the kids, every day before you start floor. I do it every time I start floor. All right, so I got another cool one. I liked it. I thought this was really cool. It's all about being creative, guys. All right, so I had 8 kids, right? 4 panels per mat. Now I got 4 lanes. Okay, from here, I can sit here, work on reaching. They can put 1 foot at the edge of the mat. I can work on reaching through a kick because a long round off, a long cartwheel, a long reach to a handstand looks good. So from here, long reach to a handstand, step back down. Okay? All right, again, give them numbers so they're not kicking each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Okay, then it looks organized. All right, from here you can also work cartwheels. This would be a good size for our 6-year-olds or our 8-year-olds. I mean, obviously not for our older tumblers, but this is a very good length for a kid. If they are a taller kid, put their foot on the floor, okay? And then now they're trying to stay inside their lane. All right, now they have a visual of where they need to stay in their cartwheel, okay? You can do that. This is very intermediate right here, but you can try it. You can go handstand forward rolls. Have them start with both feet on the carpet, kick handstand hands on the edge, and try to stay inside their lane. Again, very intermediate, but something fun to try, and it's a contest for them to stay in their lane. Okay, here's my fun game. I always finish every rotation with a game or a contest. And that's why you always see me buy candy. Go out, spend $1 on candy. It's fun for the kids and they'll remember it forever and they'll love you. Okay? So I fold these up. Right. This is for my handstand game. Say I do a whole day of handstands and cartwheels. And that's what I usually do. I usually do a rolling day, a bridge day, and a handstand day. Okay? And that separates it out and keeps it interesting. Have them sit on their bottom, okay, facing each other. So this one you can do 4 kids at a time. 8-kid class, you get it done in about, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Sit in a straddle because they have to use, Quentin, come here. Because you're having to use your core and your back for this to hold this up. Okay, pick it above your head. Okay, and again, now they're gonna only be able to hold this, especially if you walk by and you find like a mailbox and set it on top of this, and it's not dangerous. If it falls on them, they're not gonna get hurt. Okay, and right now, I'm gonna be walking by me and Quentin and poking at her shoulders saying, shrug your shoulders. Okay, because a lot of the times you see, go and set it down, if it falls off to the side and they're okay. A lot of times in a handstand, you notice kids fall on their heads, they're not strong in their shoulders. It's a fun way to get their shoulders strong without beating them up against the wall, making them hold a handstand, because that's not fun for them. Okay, that's fun. Holding them out above their head, showing their muscles, that's cool. All right, so we got, with 2 panel mats, that stuff you can do for handstands and cartwheels. Okay? Again, I put at the beginning, I want to stress this a lot, do the basics, do your needle kicks. That takes time, and then it also just looks good in front of the parents. You're not setting up, you're not grabbing a cheese and stuff while you're setting up. All right, while they're waiting, sitting on their bottom for 5 minutes. Okay, rolls. Okay, if I was doing rolls, I would sit them all down in a line, or I would stand them up real quick. All right, guys, we're gonna learn rolls today. Okay, sounds so easy, right? But surprisingly, rolls are really hard to make perfect. Okay, so I tell them, all right, when we do a roll, guys, arms stay straight by our ears when we reach into it. It's the hardest part. Your hands can only touch the floor once. Because what a lot of kids do, they roll, and they put their hands next to their bottom, and then they roll and stand up. Okay, and you're gonna see a lot of kids do that. All right, so I tell them, only touch the floor once, so they put their hands down, and they stand up. Okay? And there's ways you can fix that. Grab a noodle, make them hold a noodle. They can't, and you tell them not to let go of that. You're going to see problems with putting their hands down, and then you're going to see other problems with them opening up their knees, okay, or crossing their feet when they stand. You'll see this one a lot. Okay, fix that. All right, make their forward roll look good. It's such an easy skill to make look good too. After I teach them the basics of rolling, also with backward rolls, where to put their hands in a backward roll. Start with your arms up, bend to the floor, hands go to the shoulders, and then roll through your hands. I teach them that. And then a lot of the kids don't know how to use their legs yet, but if they can, if they're smart enough to, or strong enough to, tell them to push with their legs a little bit. Start with your arms up, bend to the floor, and push. Okay, and you'll see a lot of the kids that aren't able to use their arm strength are now able to use their leg strength to roll over. Okay, so we got all of our basics out of the way. Then that's when I say, all right, guys, for a second, work on your forward rolls while I go grab some mats. All I can find is 2 panel mats. All right, from here. All right, so I'll face these sideways. Every roll is easy, but a jumping roll, kind of like a small dive roll, is a little hard, a little bit more difficult and fun for the kids. And then you can do all 8 kids at one time. Have them start on the carpet, have them go arms up. Do this only for about a couple minutes. It'll get a little boring after a while, but reach over the mat and stand up. You can say, all right, that was really good. Scoot back a little bit. Try and jump even farther, okay? If you have a kid that looks scared, spot him, all right? Get right up next to him, one hand on the chest, or the stomach, one hand on the knee, and jump forward. If they, don't lift their hips up enough, you're able to control them and make sure they don't land on the top of their head, all right?
Go ahead, Quentin.
And jump, and roll, and push, okay? All right, and you're gonna have a lot of kids that are scared to leave their feet. Okay, so work with them. Have them start on top of the mat and reach the floor, all right?
Also, go back one more time, Quentin. If you have a kid that is not going to tuck their head and they're doing the skill, you don't do the skill.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them to start working the belly button. When you're working the basics, show them where to look, okay? All right, have them look at their belly button, arms up, and then jump and roll, and reach. Good, okay? All right, so we worked our forward rolls. That was fun. Backward rolls. What does everybody use? What mat is the most common mat to use when you're working a roll? A backward roll. The cheese. Everybody uses a cheese. I think it's so dumb. No one thinks about using a panel mat. All right, this is a way better mat to use for backward rolls. You're having to work harder. Cheese. 2- and 3-year-old preschool classes can use a cheese. So why is our rec program only using cheeses? They shouldn't. If they're doing a back roll down a cheese, it better be a back extension roll, which is here, right? Does everybody know what a back extension roll is? Okay, with straight arms. All right. Okay, so from here, come here, Quinn. Stand on the edge of the mat, face that way. We're doing a backward roll. You're going to sit to your bottom. Okay, hands go to the floor, and then from here, the hardest part of the backward roll is clearing the head. Their head's getting in the way. Okay, roll over and put your feet on the floor, and I grab their back and underneath their stomach. So if they can't, I can really lift up on there. Okay, and just for new coaches, don't ever spot like this. All right, that goes for the beam, bars, floor. Have your arm underneath their body. Okay, or you're going to have a very short career in coaching or in anything you want to do in life. You got to take care of your body, so always use your whole arm to spot stuff. Okay, so backward rolls are there. Oh, sure. Okay, and then if you want to go back and work handstand forward rolls where they kick the handstand, hands go on the carpet. Come here real quick, Quentin. Quick. This is an easier way to roll onto a mat other than the way I showed you earlier. Kick up to handstand. I spot the knees because when they roll, a lot of kids don't know how to collapse, and I like to roll. I like to keep their toes up at the ceiling because to do a handstand forward roll, if your feet start leading when you roll, you're going to fall down like a tree. You want your toes to stay up at the ceiling when you start rolling. Okay? All right. And then my game for this, I would lay kids up. Come here, Jose. Come here, Quinn. Lay your back. Face each other. Do a candlestick. Can you not do a candlestick? Put your hands flat on the floor. They're gonna have to do it this way. This is a little bit harder. So go ahead, lay down. Scoot forward, Jose. Now remember, these are like 6 and 8-year-olds. They'll think this is a lot of fun. All right, guys. So we're gonna have a contest. Holding this up with our feet. Move your feet in a little bit. Move your feet in a little bit. All right, ready? Push super tall. You gotta balance it. And you're gonna see. You can do one at a time and see how long they can bounce. It's very hard, huh? You have to work as a team. Okay. And now this makes it really interesting and fun. See. I have older guys laughing and thinking this is silly, right? Silly, fun, looking crazy sometimes, looks good to the parents, okay?
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun, right? It's a contest. It's challenging. Kids like challenges, okay? All right, I'm going to get through bridge real quick, guys. Again, start with basics, all right? It's the beginning of class. I just got done with stretch. I'm lining up my kids in front of me. I'm like, all right, guys, we're working bridges today, bridge kickovers, stuff like that. Laying your backs. Okay? When you do a bridge, you gotta have straight arms. Everybody show me the biggest bridge they can. Good. All right, keep your feet. You tell them to keep their feet together. You tell them to straighten their legs. Okay? You tell them, because guys, arms like this, okay? A bridge is the very beginning of a back handspring or a back walkover, okay? I mean, it's not the same shape, but it's still a basic, okay? You don't want them doing back handsprings, back walkovers like this, all right? That's how you fall on your head. So I have them start working the strength because that's a totally different muscle to hold here and here. All right? Show them how close you want their hands. I tell them the 3-inch rule. You want 3 inches between your thumbs. That's about shoulder width for me, right? So tell them about 3 inches between their thumbs when they're doing a bridge. All I could grab was 2 panel mats. So with this, I have 4 sides. I have 8 kids. I can put them all on the bridge. First, we do a bridge with our feet on top of the mat, our hands on the floor. Okay? Who's got the best bridge? You got a good bridge?
Sure.
Quinn, I know you don't got it.
I am.
Quinn's don't got bridge.
Which way?
Just any way, lay down on your back. This way. That's fine, except for the video. Feet on the mat, hands on the floor. Yeah. All right, so we got a bridge. All right, so I'm going to say, all right, guys, who can lift up their left leg? And they're all going to lift up their left leg. You can count to 10, or you can do leg lifts. Lift up your left leg 3 times. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do our right leg. Okay, come down. That's good. You can come down. All right, so we'll do every leg, okay? That works on the back walkover, stuff like that. All right, and it looks good to the parents because they want to see their kids flip over. They want to see that about that. What do parents want to see them do? Back handspring, stuff like that, right? Okay, that's what's going to lead up to it. All right, you're not going to get a back handspring in a year if they don't start working those things to get it. Okay. Bridge push-ups. You need to start strengthening the shoulder, and that's also kind of fun. You can have a contest who can do the most. Hands on the red mat, feet on the floor in a bridge. See how many times they can touch the top of their head and push back up to a bridge. Okay, they might only get 5, some might only get 1. You cheer them on. Like Coach Jeremy said, give them the goal, have them set a goal, and see if they can beat it. Okay, raise it every time. And then for the intermediate classes, bridge kickovers. Okay, there is going to be a small line, right? So say I have 2 panel mats and I have 4 people in each line. You can have them do bridge kickovers at the end while one person holds the mat so that it doesn't slide one of the kids. Okay, with their foot. All right, and you can spot bridge kickovers. Okay. If this was my class, I would set the line that I know the kids almost have a bridge kickover by themselves over there, and then put the kids that need a spot right here so the whole time I'm able to watch them. Okay, I can spot the ones that need help. Because most of the time you're going to have about 4 girls that are super limber that can do a bridge kickover, or about 3. Put all the kids in this line that need a little bit of spot. Okay, but still make sure that you walk over there, again, poke at the kids, fix the lines, fix the shoulders, fix the legs, then walk back over here and spot the ones that need to be spotted. Then you can go to back bends. You're going to have a lot of girls that are super bendy, like Gumby, and they can arch back to the floor and bridge. Okay, this is, again, a very intermediate. Okay, all it takes is one parent to look up there and you have all these kids falling on their head and it looks really bad. Okay, not only get hurt, but it looks horrible to the parents. Okay, all right, so make sure if you're going to do that one that you're able to spot them. Okay.
You're about out of time.
That's it.